Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing some acrylic press-on nails, and these are for my cousin. These nails ended up, I would say, costing $35. So if you want to order some press-ons, obviously let me know in my Instagram DMs. My Instagram is always linked below, ready for anyone who is wanting to order some press-ons. But today I'm starting off by blending these tips together because I basically used Rosalind's new tips and then added a tip onto this so that I could do acrylic on it. And I'm just blending these two tips together so that application is smooth. And that's basically what I'm doing on the first step. And now I'm going to be actually doing an ombre from nude to clear. So these nails are going to be basically ombre nails, but there's going to be a lot of glitter, a lot of bling, not a lot of bling, but some bling and a lot of glitter. So they're supposed to be green and gold, but in this video they will look a lot more golden than they do green. But the final product ended up being more green because I fixed that after the fact, because she told me that she noticed that there's barely any green, and I was like, wait a second, there is barely any green. But yeah, I'm starting off by doing my cuticle bead first, and y'all may think that's weird, but I don't want to accidentally blend this ombre too low, so I'm starting off with the highest bead. And I'm placing it away from the cuticle. I'm not placing it directly on the cuticle like you probably would do on a nail, like an actual nail, because that will shrink the press-on tip since these are made of plastic. And acrylic heats up as it cures, as it dries, and heat shrinks plastic. So keep that in mind if you're doing acrylic press-ons, because I still see, people asking about that and people making videos on that. So I'm letting y'all know in this video that's how it happens, and how you prevent it is by placing the cuticle bead away from the cuticle, blending upwards, and then going about the rest of it. It's also helpful to place small beads as well. You don't want to work with really big beads, because the bigger the bead, the hotter the bead will get, since there's just more acrylic there to get hot. So keep that in mind as well. And after this, we're going to be adding a lot of glitter. So I noticed that this nail was so much shorter than the other ones, and I'm just not going to tolerate that. That's very bizarre, very weird. So I decided to add acrylic to the nail to make it longer, and this is difficult to do, but I'm showing y'all how I do it. But in my opinion, it's pretty difficult, and you're probably better off maybe grabbing a nail form and placing it under the nail, or just cutting off a piece of another tip, sacrificing half of a tip to just glue on and blend. But I ended up doing it this way, which I think takes longer, but I already had the acrylic out. I feel like, I did not feel like getting nail tips out or doing anything else, so I just did it this way. And I just wanted to let y'all know, because that's probably how I would always do it with acrylic press-ons. So I'm starting off with some green glitter. I'm pretty sure it's from Rosalind, and this is the only layer of green glitter that I did, which is why the nails ended up being really, really gold instead of, having a lot of green in them. But like I said, after recording, I ended up adding more green. But for this video, these are gold. These are just gold with green, with green accents or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm starting off with that, and then I'm going in with this really shimmery gold polish, I did a lot of layers of glitter because the base underneath is clear, and 2, because I wanted there to be a lot of glitter. I wanted it to really pop and be a nice ombre. And so I'm also grabbing this reflective gold glitter, which, as you can see, is very, very shiny. It instantly looks like the whole nail is just covered in glitter because of how shiny this glitter is. And this is from Born Pretty, if you can't tell by the bottle. And I'm only going to apply 1 layer of this and then move on to the next one. So once I cured that, I'm going to add some actual glitter sequins with acrylic onto the nails, and this is where like the green really just fades away into non-existence. But yeah, I thought it would be really cute. I'm also following a picture as well, so here's the picture. If y'all recognize who those are by, let me know in the comments below, but I literally have no idea. I'm pretty sure she just sent that with no like name or anything on it. But anyways, I'm adding all this sequin glitter and then we'll move on to the next step. So after the sequin glitter, I thought it would be nice to add some more reflective glitter on top. And I really love how crazy reflective these look. So under the flashlight, they look even crazier. And once I'm done adding all of that reflective glitter again, it's time to encapsulate. Ignore the hair on my brush, I wiped it off. But anyways, it's time to encapsulate these nails, and like I said, like I always say, work with smaller beads, because every time I work with a bead that's like slightly too big with the clear acrylic, it just doesn't blend right, and I end up having to debulk the nail like way too much. And also, these are acrylic press-on, so you do not have to build up the nail as much as you would with a regular nail. It doesn't need like a super high apex or anything like that. So I just made it look nice and round it out at the apex and then left it at that. I didn't want to do too much and make these nails heavy or bulky or too thick, because I know that filing helps, and I used to have that mentality when I first started doing acrylic, like, oh, it doesn't matter how messy the application is, the filing will fix it. But you do not want to be sitting there filing for 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, I used to be filing so much. My goodness gracious, it was just terrible. So just make sure your application is smooth, because I think it's far more worth it to learn your application, and it helps doing the nails quicker as well if you have good application, because then you'll spend less time filing. So now it's time to add some bling, and I'm using this nail extension glue. I don't know, I got it from Shein probably, but I'm using quite a bit of it because I want these stones to be embedded in the glue, like to where you couldn't even take them off if you wanted to take them off. So yeah, because I just definitely don't want them falling off or anything like that. And so I'm making sure I put a lot of that glue, and then when I top coat the nails, I'm gonna make sure I put a lot of top coat as well to really like basically suction the gems down on the nail. Like, I don't know how to explain it really, but yeah, I'm basically just making sure that these rhinestones do not fall off. Never, ever, ever. They have no reason to. But after the bling, I will let y'all see the nails with flash on, and y'all can let me know what y'all think of these nails in the comments below. And be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content, because I'm trying to post every week, at least once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm really feeling motivated. But also remember, my Instagram is in the in the description, linked in the description below. And y'all can DM me. I have instructions on everything, on how to order press-ons, and I pretty much do gel or acrylic press-ons, and the price varies on design. So let me know what y'all think of these nails and the video, and I hope y'all found it helpful. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all next time.